Kelly Collis. Presented by PenFed Credit Union. Great rates for everyone. Visit PenFed.org. Thanks for listening to Real Fun DC.
We appreciate you being in with us. Thank you so much for getting involved at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. Oh my goodness, it is Halloween Eve. There are only 5 more episodes left till the polls close. We got a lot to get to today, Kelly Collis. How you doing?
I am doing great. I am wearing this ridiculous hat for a reason, and we'll get into it a little bit later in the show. I mean, not only am I having a bad hair day because it's just rainy and gross out, and walking the dog this morning, it was just not pretty, but I actually have a reason for it.
Perfect, because I had a lot of questions about it, and I was going to wait till we get it live on the show. So you beat me to it. There you go.
Okay, I just want to address the elephant in the room.
Way to get ahead of the pre-tease. Nice work. I appreciate you knowing what was coming, because I was like, that is a floppy hat you got going on there.
Totally, and it's blocking one of my eyes, but it's fine.
You got a little bit of like a large cross flannel happening too. Got a lot of questions for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's when my friends will start knocking on the door wondering if they need to intervene on something.
I mean, I figure like on the reboot of Green Acres, that's not the role I saw you in, is all.
Thanks, Tommy. That's something my mother would say. Appreciate that.
Anytime. One more thing your mom and I have in common. We got to get to the amazing band that showed up in Kelly's neighborhood yesterday. Plus, the iconic American Harley Davidson might be going electric. Vince Vaughn came and gave us information that no one was asking for. So that's something. The end of the longest running drama of all time, plus the explosion of Tupperware and stripper skeletons. My goodness, we have a lot to get to.
It's an impressive lineup. I think we did a very good job not addressing the 2 other things that are going on in this world, which is COVID and Election Day.
And don't forget about the hurricane, too. That's kind of a disaster because Louisiana's had 1 a month for the last couple months.
Silver lining on that, though, we are all learning the Greek alphabet.
That's true. Zeta. Way to go, Zeta.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get into the band that hit up your neighborhood last night. It's so cool.
Yeah, this was pretty incredible. So we were just finishing up dinner and we got a knock on the door, which no one gets knocks on doors anymore, right? Because you're not supposed to do that. But it's our neighbors, our really good friends, the Dinks, double income, no kids. And they're like, there's music happening in our neighborhood. I'm like, yeah, I hear it. I thought it was just like a kid like practicing with his band or something like that. No, it was like a funk band. Their name is CrushFunk, and I'll get into like how I found out all the details about them. But they were popped up at the end of our street, like, I don't know, I want to say 5 or 6 guys just killing it. And all the neighbors are coming out of their house. And it was such a beautiful night last night.
I appreciate, Kelly, you being super millennial and grabbing your phone and bringing some back for us. A little show and tell. Kind of fun and spooky, too, which is really neat.
Yeah, well, they played a bunch of songs. That was when I was able to get my phone out and get down there. But they played like Ghostbusters and Thriller, and there were little kids that were dancing in the streets. And it was just so much fun to see. And everyone was, of course, doing the social distancing thing. But like these little kids that were dancing in the street, they were in their PJs, like clearly like they were almost ready for bed. And then like, you know, mom and dad had this big surprise for them and brought them out. And it was so cute to see. And then, you know, what was cool, they had a sort of a sign for how you could tip them or give them money or support them or follow them on social media, which of course we all did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they actually are kind of a thing here. The Washington Post did a story about them a couple weeks ago about how the whole story was about how artists are trying to find ways to perform, and they are known for performing mostly in Upper Northwest and Georgetown and just kind of like popping up and doing their thing. There's a tuba, there's all sorts of, there's a saxophone, there's horns, there's of course a drum. And these guys are just making people happy and doing it to be part of the community. Of course, they make some money. I mean, I know like they have a Venmo account, so we're all able to give. And it was so awesome to see and such a nice little surprise. I don't know why they chose our neighborhood. Our neighborhood's pretty small. It's like 3 or 4 square blocks. But literally, they played for like almost an hour.
Wow. Maybe they heard about like the cool like compound thing you guys have going on. You got the neighbor who bakes bread. You got the other neighbor who like makes artisanal foods, and the other one who's like canning sauces, and they like knew you had a broadcast center. They're like, this is where we should go. Look at this. This is a little microcosm of America right there.
Perhaps the secret is out on our special little neighborhood. So it was just great to see. And so look out for these guys. I mean, if you're in, it appears, because I've kind of tracked them on Instagram. They're on Instagram and Twitter. CrushFunk is their name. But they're so positive, too. Like, they're really, like, good peeps. Like, they get a lot of joy out of performing. I guess the lead guy, his name is Santo, and he's an educator, and he just like loves performing, and it's just kind of great to see in this time.
Yeah, because musicians and performers have just like, they've gotten such a short straw on this whole thing with all the stages are closed, and the whole idea of a band is to get people together and like have a great time and celebrate, and we're not allowed to do that. So I love that they're innovative, and they're like, you know what, we're going to you neighbors, let's do this.
Totally. And it just, it's another example of just people being creative and finding ways to still do their thing.
I'm glad you all tipped them well too. That's really cool.
Yeah. I hope everybody else did too. They make it super easy. They're like, here's our Venmo, here's our PayPal. And then they also had a tip jar like out there. It was certainly worth being a part of.
So Harley Davidson, of course, the American brand, is now getting unplugged, or you need to plug it in actually at this point. You're going to need to plug in your Harley.
Yeah, this is all the rage, is electric bikes, right? Like, actually, I want that one for Christmas. That's on my Christmas list, is an electric bike.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like a motorcycle?
No. It's a bike you pedal.
Yeah.
Like the electric bikes.
Yeah.
Not a motorcycle. It's a bicycle.
Okay.
Just
that Harley Davidson is making, and you want one of them from Harley Davidson.
Yes. Now, to be clear, my husband has a Harley Davidson. Like,
right. That's why I thought maybe like you got on the Harley bandwagon. I thought you were like a Harley chick now.
Oh, he would love that. No, not like Voom Voom. Just like the ones that, you can rent them, and now they're all the rage. Have actually been sold out, the electric bikes that you can, they kind of give you a little boost.
Mm-hmm.
And I live, by the cathedral, so we're on the top of a hill. So when coming home, like, it would be nice to have a little motor to get you through that.
It's easy to get to the bar, but getting back is what you're concerned about.
And Harley Davidson, like, it's perfect for their brand to kind of be part of that and kind of make it cool, right? Because electric bikes, you think of like little old ladies that like need a little boom boom, but if Harley Davidson's doing it.
Do you have to wear leather on an electric bike?
My husband has a Harley Davidson. I've got all the leather and T-shirts and helmets and all the things that I need.
Huh. Very cool. Very cool.
So I just love that they're getting involved just in time for Christmas.
Weird. It's like they planned it that way.
Uh-huh.
Just to go back for a second to CrushFunk, I just saw them in Tenleytown at Art All Night. Cool band.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if they live around here. It just seems like they've got the corner on this market. Maybe there's other bands that perform in other areas of the city.
We got to get ourselves some CrushFunk. We should find them and get them on the show.
We should.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
So Vince Vaughn, all of a sudden out of nowhere, was like, hey, I have an idea for Wedding Crashers 2.
Oh, the train's going. We got to get on.
Well, that's terrific. Why don't you just feed me to the lions?
Why?
Step on my head when I'm drowning. What a great friend. What do you mean, what? John, this is completely against the rules. You have a wedding and a reception to seal the deal. Period. There's no overtime.
So good. It's so timeless. My 16-year-old son just recently saw it, and it's like one of his favorites. Like, I think he's watched it now like 3 or 4 times.
Wow, he saw Borat and that. He's on a roll, that kid.
Yeah. I mean, these are the quarantine things. Anyways, yeah, so Vince Vaughn. I mean, he announced that they have a plot line because, of course, at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, they all end in relationships. But, like, what happens next? Do they have offspring? Do hijinks ensue? Like, what happens? Are they, like, now crashing, like, baby showers?
Oh, man, is he a Zoom crasher now?
Perhaps.
So did he say what it is, or did he just say he has one?
He didn't give any details. He just said that I guess the writer of the first one has already talked to him about the plot, and he was just kind of teasing, like, maybe this will be something in the future. And also, I agree. I miss Vince Vaughn. I miss seeing him in movies, so I would welcome that.
He was a little overexposed for a little bit, and now it's good that he's like, getting a minute, and now he's back. I like that.
Yeah.
So he says that it's contemporary and it feels really good. The plot that he won't share with us.
That's all I got.
But what's good about that, which is kind of fun, we have something else to look forward to now. We got the NCAA in 2026, possibly the World Cup in 2026 as well. We've got another movie that was supposed to come out.
James Bond.
James Bond is coming out in 2021, theoretically, on our streaming screens. And sometime, hopefully, before the NCAA comes to the convention center in 2026, we'll have a new Bridesmaid or a new Wedding Crasher movie.
Yeah, and thanks to Dr. Fauci, it looks like no one's traveling next year in 2021, so we can save up our money to have a great trip in 2022.
There you go. I don't think that's Dr. Fauci's fault. I think it might be the...
No. I mean, he's just bringing some reality, a little dose of reality back.
Yeah.
Balancing the scales.
That guy. Just keeping it real.
So these are the things that we can look forward to.
Wears a lot of masks at the cast of Grey's Anatomy. Actually, do you think that they gave away their PPE props to actual medical workers this year? Or do you think that they were hanging on to it to film their 17th and final season?
I have no idea, Tommy.
These are questions I have. And is their PPE in Grey's Anatomy even real medical grade? Or are they just prop PPE? PPPE. P.
Don't hurt yourself.
P. Anyway, on November 12th, Grey's Anatomy is kicking off their 17th season with a 2-hour special. But Kelly, is this the final countdown for them?
Oh, that's what they're saying. You know what? I know I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy in a while, but I know people are passionate about it. Wouldn't it be so 2020 that an iconic series that has just been on our televisions for decades just is nope, we're done. This is our last season. Mm-hmm. We'd just be like, okay, we've been disappointed a lot this year. We'll just add that to the list.
I think Meredith Grey is negotiating hard.
Really?
Yeah. So also with this too, Ellen Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey, who, my God, she's been playing Meredith Grey for 17 seasons. Her contract is up at the end of this season. And so she was like, I don't know, maybe it's the last season. But also Shonda Rhimes went over to Netflix. Did you read the Shonda Rhimes story? It was in Variety.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So she moved all of her stuff. I mean, basically she she writes ABC, right? Every drama they have, How to Get Away with Murder and Grey's, and I'm sure there's other ones I'm forgetting, but she writes, she's creator of all of them. And so she went over to Netflix, but she said that the linchpin decision for her was when she, long story short, she asked for extra Disney World passes, and a Disney executive was like, no, don't you have enough things? And she was like, I'll see you later. And then she called her agent. According to her, she called her agent and was like, I'm leaving. Get me to Netflix or I'll find someone who can.
Well, she was already with Netflix because Netflix owns or has the rights to the reruns of Grey's Anatomy. Mm-hmm. So she had an in. Not that she really needed one, but yes.
Right.
Her resume kind of speaks for itself.
Shonda Rhimes is online too. People are climbing over the desk to get the phone.
Totally.
So yeah, she's down now creating over there, which is wild. So who knows? Maybe Meredith Grey will have a spin-off on Netflix.
By the way, Ellen Pompeo has not aged.
No, at all.
I don't I want what she's having. Whatever she's doing, she looks amazing.
It's truckloads of money.
Okay. Oh.
Or maybe she sleeps in Tupperware. That's also possible. Which I wouldn't recommend, but it could keep you fresh. Tupperware, the of course fantastic storage unit devices for food and other things, are going through a boom now, Kel, because everyone's buying them up in the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess leftovers are a thing, and Tupperware is, another random business that's seen a spike in sales as people are sort of cooking at home more often and kind of treasuring and being a little bit more resourceful with their food and preparing food for other days. I totally get this, right? That's happening in our household, and I used to never cook, and now I'm blowing through Barefoot Contessa's new cookbook, going through a recipe a night, and we're using our leftovers and getting creative. So Tupperware is a thing.
Yeah, it's crushing it. My mom used to sell Tupperware, and she was really good at it too.
Does she have Tupperware parties?
Oh yeah. Tupperware parties. We had Tupperware in our everywhere in our house. And then she had the little microwave things. You can microwave stuff, make full meals in Tupperware, and the different sizes and the salad spinners and all the things. Absolutely. And so she sold it and she was pretty good. But now she doesn't sell it anymore, but she just has truckloads of Tupperware
Right, exactly.
from when she sold it. And that stuff like lasts forever, man. That Tupperware and cockroaches, that is in it forever. It's not going anywhere.
Maybe that should be their tagline, Tommy. Jeez.
Well, because like it's not a commercial Tupperware, but it could be like there's like other brands out there that aren't as good, and
Sure.
they melt in the microwave and they get all stained, but not Tupperware.
Yeah, it's amazing. I was just looking. They've been around since the 60s.
Mm-hmm. I think the plastic has probably gotten a little bit more human friendly since then.
Truth, right? The
So,
whole
like,
BPA thing.
Whole BPA thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have vintage Tupperware from the 60s, maybe don't use it anymore. Maybe get some new stuff. But I'm sure they've got a great trade-in program for you too. So Kelly, do you have an HOA in your compound neighborhood where funk bands come and people grow their own groceries?
No.
Oh. We have a condo association, obviously, because we live in a condo. And there's rules and regs. And you've heard of these, like, people having disputes with their condo board or with their HOA. Well, I would like you to introduce you to a family who's in trouble with their HOA. This is from KHOU TV. They're in trouble with their neighbors because they have a Halloween display. And you're like, what's wrong with that? It could just be art. Well, if you're watching on the live video stream, I want to show you that they've taken skeletons and set up a skeleton strip club.
Oh my goodness.
So
Well, but they could be exercising.
the
Oh,
guy
no.
with
Okay, no, no,
guy with the
no.
mustache and a wad of money, and then they've got strippers on light poles, but they're all skeletons, but they have wigs on.
They have wigs. There's a guy that's holding a wad of cash. Clever.
I mean, wow, right? Like,
That is impressive.
So somebody in this house, either they live by themselves or there's a whole family affair. They're like, you know what we should do? Skeleton strippers. And everyone else who lived in that home was like, yeah, that's a great idea. We get some wigs, go on Amazon, get some extra skeletons. It's incredible. It's incredible.
That's amazing.
I don't know how it ended with their HOA, but clearly some folks on their HOA are not very pleased with the stripper skeletons that are hanging out in the front yard.
Yeah. Be like, Mommy, what's that?
I think you're right. Exercise class.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
totally fine. Jen Brown got involved on Facebook and said, our transitions today are fire. Look at that. Probably because we put Meredith Grey in Tupperware.
Right. And then we're talking about skeletons that are strippers. So well done, Tommy.
Also, Sarah Tracy wants to point out that Twinkies also last forever. So cockroaches, Twinkies, and Tupperware. They will be here far beyond us. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. So your kid wants to be an influencer? There's a holiday present for that. Toys R Us is back from the dead. Speaking of Halloween and zombies, Toys R Us is now a website, and they've launched their holiday gift list. And what got me was, so your kid wants to be an influencer, toy kit, which is a real thing. Like, remember how kids used to play like veterinarian and construction worker and stuff? Now kids are playing influencer. But before we get to that, other things on the video, because there was a 10-minute video, I want to just point out that this year, Kelly, if you find it and you're doing some shopping for your favorite only child millennial Gemini around, I would be interested in the Baby Yoda.
You might know him better as Baby Yoda. Touch the child's head to activate over 25 sounds and motion combinations. The over 7-inch toy's head moves up and down, its ears move back and forth, and its eyes open and close.
That's a Baby Yoda.
I'm sure it's sold out already.
Probably.
That's amazing.
It's animatronic. It's all the things. And also for the 34-year-old child at heart in your list, they have a remote control balloon animal dog. So get someone like twist a balloon into a balloon animal. Now they have a dog that's a balloon animal, but it's also very interactive.
Meet Squeaky the Balloon Dog. This interactive pet from Moose Toys brings those balloon puffs kids love to life with more than 60 interactive sounds and motions like sitting, standing, even deflating and reinflating.
I mean, how cool is that?
I can't. That's ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
Well, first off, you've got 2 real life dogs that are amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. That doesn't do it for me.
Oh.
No.
But it's kind of like it's a cool decoration piece almost too, because it's kind of like hipster to have a like little dog, little balloon dog, and then the balloon dog starts moving. It scares the hell out of company when you're allowed to have people back in your house. They think it's like some artsy piece and it just like starts walking across the living room. That's awesome.
Okay, that's funny.
Now we're back, right? No, I wouldn't like hang out and play with it. I would just have it there and there's like a little remote controller or an app. I would just make it move. That's great.
That's really cute.
Okay, so here's what got me on this. Now kids are wanting to be influencers. And so VTech, which like I remember VTech from making like kind of okay walkie-talkies and like remote control cars back in the day. They now have so your kid wants to be an influencer kit.
So your kid wants to be an influencer? Let them practice their skills with the Kitty Zoom Creator Cam by VTech. They can make videos and take photos too. Your child will have so much fun, and you'll feel good knowing that this device is not connected to the internet.
I can't.
I'm going to let you go ahead and start on that one.
So it comes with a green screen and a camera and a tripod, and it shows these kids doing all the things, creating video. I mean, it's a slippery slope for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on one side, I don't know what I would do. On one side, like it shows creativity, right? Like it's in a way that kids can get creative, and especially now that they're spending so much time inside. But on the other hand, they want that, and then they're gonna want their Instagram so they can post these ridiculous videos.
Yes.
Or the Snap or the TikTok or whatever is the platform of choice. So I don't know. It's hard to escape though. I don't know. Like, so I go back and forth as a parent. Sometimes you just have to give in to something because there's just no way to stop it.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, as long as it's not connected. So this device doesn't connect to the internet. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but then 6 months later or 2 months later or the next day, the kid's going to be like, I made this really cool video. Can I have a phone so I can post it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever?
They'll give a Moose and Muffin situation.
Totally.
Oh my gosh, Kelly, that's our $1 million idea. We'll write a book. You give a kid a TikTok. It'll be like an illustrated graphic novel, not a graphic novel, like an illustrated kid's book. It'll be like a super fast read. We should get Andre Gatling on. He wrote the Penelope's Bully book. He knows an illustrator. Let's do this. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we could have Kellyanne Conway's kid voice it. If you know, you know.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be, She's got a lot to say.
She does. I would love that. You have no idea. I got a lot of questions for her. Also, Kimmy pointed out that taxes are also forever. So now we've got Twinkies, Tupperware, cockroaches, and taxes. That will be along way beyond us. Okay. Something to think about. Something to be aware of.
Tommy, you want to talk a little Halloween? Because the hours are counting down to the contest.
Yes, that's right. Today is the last day you can get involved and you can count our candy. So we'd love for you to guess how much candy is behind me right there in the video stream. There are jars and jars of it, and you have to go to realfundc.com/Halloween to make your guess, because I'm shipping it. I'm getting it out of my house and getting it over to you for your family to enjoy all that candy from the National Confectioners Association at realfundc.com/Halloween. And then starting tomorrow, we've got our sweet treat playlist happening, which is going to be so fun.
Yeah, to get you in the Halloween holiday spirit. Yes, This is a curated list. Let's be honest, little Fox did like most of it because she just loves Halloween and she loves music. And
she's just our favorite little goblin, that little Fox.
So we have just contemporary. We've got some classics. Like it runs the gamut.
Yeah, we're really stoked about that. And so that'll be happening tomorrow right after our live show, and then all weekend long, presented by the National Confectioners Association. Got to make that candy guess. And also, Kelly, we're going to have our big reveal of our costumes too, right?
Yes. I'm wearing a little hint of my costume for tomorrow. I will tell you, it would be really interesting to see if anyone could guess it. So Tommy and I like to find costumes that we can pair together. Tommy, that's a big giveaway. That's another one. Like if you know. Oh,
fine, then I'll put it away.
No, you can keep it on. You can keep it on. That's a big part of your costume.
Okay.
So we're really excited. And we're going to have some fun with it and go into character a little bit to celebrate Halloween tomorrow. And I feel like this is one of our better ones.
It might be one of our better ones, for sure. It's an if you know, you know situation.
Yes, it 1000% is. So I wore a little hint of mine, and you are wearing a big hint of yours.
And you can see my screens. Look at that. You can see my diva light and my glasses.
There you go. So we'd love to see your Halloween costumes too, as you're getting ready and celebrating and doing all the things. I'm learning that a lot of offices are doing like tailgating Halloween parties. Like our neighbors, they did a tailgate. It's not like tailgating, but they're in their cars and they're dressed in costume, and people are decorating their cars and kind of like meeting up with their office mates.
Like a parade? Is that the word you're looking for?
Kind of like, no, because they're parked like in a parking lot and kind of like. Not a parade.
People line up in their cars and they drive really slow and they put their blinkers on.
No.
And they go on a route.
No, they go into a parking lot like tailgating, but they're not tailgating.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they may be tailgating just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
also, if you've got them up, if you got your costumes, text us a photo on our group text, 703-782-4519. Oh, yeah, let's do that. If you have a costume picture that you want us to share on the show tomorrow, send it our way, 703-782-4519. You can just text it, super easy, or you can also just like leave a comment or hit us up on social with it. So there we go.
see, Sarah doesn't know what it is because it is one of those, if you know, you know. And maybe you're in the middle of you know, and you haven't gotten to this, you know.
Oh, maybe you're not fully that part of the, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say the glasses are like 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, or 5/5 into it?
Ooh. I don't remember exactly when, but I want to say in the last fifth, if we were going to do fifths.
Okay, you think it's the last fifth?
Yeah.
Well, we got that for tomorrow. And we want to see your costumes. And also realfundc.com/Halloween to guess how many pieces of candy are behind us in the Count Our Candy contest.
Yeah,
coming up, we got a lot to get to today so far this morning, Kelly. Some very, very, very small babies are celebrating their very, very, very first Halloween. And it is very, very, very adorable.
It's so cute.
Like, it's just inappropriately cute.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that coming up. Also, Smashing Pumpkins, not the band. Elephants are doing it. Plus, gosh darn it, Selena Gomez just might save America. And we hear from someone in our Tommy and Kelly show fam who wants to rebrand the term S show. And why we can change it up for the good. We'll do all that next.
Be empowered and save 20% versus Lyft and Uber. Support local drivers by booking your next ride through Empower, an alternative to Uber and Lyft where drivers keep 100% of the fare and are treated with respect. With Empower, you can favorite drivers you like and request them again on demand. Oh, and if you download now, you'll get $10 off each of your first 2 rides. Empower, your ride, your way. Download Empower free now in the App Store and Google Play. Just search Ride Empower.